like shit. This sounds that up there. Okay, that's like a little louder. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to get up in your fucking business. Shit. Oh my god. The problem is like I can hear myself like I've got my headphones like plugged into my microphone. So I can hear like anything, right? What did I just do? I just clicked on a button. It's like if an ant dies outside, I can hear it. You cannot. This volume's good. Okay, is that only good if I'm like speaking like this? I don't know if I'm a soft speaker kind of girl. You know, I want to put my keyboard down, but if I put my keyboard down, I'm gonna knock your fucking socks off. I can change the gain on my phone. God, that took me fucking ages. But yeah, hi. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. What if I suck? What if you hate it? I feel like I'm about to sneeze. And the problem with sneezing is that, like, if I go to mute my mic, it's gonna go. Like, you know, when I like do bits where I like mute and unmute the mic, it goes like. It's so loud. I'm so gonna fucking sneeze right down your ears. No. Sneezing ASMR. I feel like you should be closer, but if I adjust the mic, all you're gonna hear is like. Dong, 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 dong. My shit. I really should have thought about how to have everything placed. Denji, you gonna move? Problem I have, so I was like shitting myself because I put my, like, you know, my 4-pound earphones. Oh my god. Wait. Go on, make noise. Yeah, my 4-pound shitty earphones. I put them into my mic to listen to this audio, and all I heard was, and I was like, fuck. Don't tell me like my microphone's broken, right? But it's not. Let's change this down a little. I think there. That might help. I'm trying. So basically, the difference between my mic settings now, I'm like trying to put headphones down quietly. The difference between my mic settings now. You're also liable. I'm gonna move you. I have tuba merch hanging from my mic. Here we go. I put you on the table. Are you gonna hear? Let's check. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Yeah, the real difference is that I've changed from the like intelligent, what's it called? There's two types of noise suppressors on, oh my fucking god, on OBS, and like one of them is apparently like some neural network thing that just knows like the like cadence of voices and stuff, and the other is like just will cut out anything below a certain threshold. I love that my message came in late. I didn't message. That's fine. Are you gonna hear me like swallow and shit? That's disgusting. I'm gonna move away. But I'm plugged in. You didn't hear me swallow, thank god. That's too quiet. I'm gonna have to lower the threshold. I guess it is pretty quiet, especially because it's night. But then, like, what if, like, I don't know, my neighbor's house explodes or something? You can. I can't really hear because I can also hear in real life what I'm hearing. I'm gonna change it down a little more. I don't know what any of these do. Maybe that one's enough. Okay, I'm trying to like test what you can and can't hear. But the other one, like, it will cut out any noise that it doesn't think is like a voice. Which is why I cut out all the time, because I make weird noises. This one should be cutting out noises just below, Any thumbnails will reverberate from my car. I'm not going to try and thump things. I put down a soft object. Like, I nearly said the gender of my Oshi. No. This is a soft, plushy thing. I just had it on my mic because I like it. I'm gonna put it down gently. I underestimated how loud it would be to put something on my table, which is annoying because I want to put stuff on my table. Anyway, so. That was my straw. Oh my god. Can't hear if I do that. You hear this? No, that's cutting out. That's so interesting. Get a mat. I don't have a big enough table for a mat. Can you hear that? How do people do this shit? It might be wise to have, like, no suppression at all. But then you're gonna hear, like, everything. I'm so scared. I ate greasy food earlier, and I have the digestive system of, like, not a 10-year-old. I'm so scared. Yes, a lot of shit isn't picking up. That's interesting. I'm gonna click a button. We're gonna go completely silent. I'm gonna readjust my mic because I don't want to do it where you can hear it. I don't know. Yeah, okay. I'm clicking the mute button as opposed to, because if I use the mute button on the mic, it's gonna go like, dum dum. And I don't want to fucking law and order you people, right? Yeah, I like accidentally fucking elbowed the mic. Oh, see, that's, now I'm too loud. What? Fucking mic settings stop shit from picking up. I don't know shit about this. Filters. See, gain makes it loud. Noise suppression stops, but like, okay, if I turn it off, you're gonna hear like everything, right? Not necessarily. Let's put you back on. What about this? If this sounds like shit, I'm sorry, but like, you and I have to learn. What's this one doing? What's the difference there? Do you hear a difference? I simultaneously want you to say yes and no, because like, yeah, that's the thing, but people have done it. It very well, like, may require, that's fine. This might be. Are you an issue? No? Okay. This. Did that do something? I'm just like. I think I've just gotta get close. I think, like, things just aren't as loud as I think they are in real life. Put you back on. Don't know what this does. We'll see. Now, did that make a difference? No. In fact, that's actually louder now without that. Okay. The problem is, like, I've been trying to. I know a guy who knows a lot about mics. I don't. There's, like, only so much clicking and, oh, does this do something that I can fucking do in my life, right? Anyway. Whatever. I am excited for the Chainsaw Man movie. It's not even. It's gonna be like 2 months before I can see it. So I'm gonna be thinking about death every day until then, but that's fine. If anyone knows anything about microphones and wants to, like, actually me, feel very free to, by the way. Because I don't know shit. Can you hear that? I fucking. No, that's so interesting. I really wonder, like, how this shit works. This is the loudest thing I have. I can hear this. You can hear it if it's over here. Okay, so that means like there's like a nice range where I can like get like further away. That's good. This is gonna be loud. Let's do it over here. Oh yeah. Okay. Put that away. We don't want that yet. So I am trying to do this quietly. I have a lot of packaging because this year, I'm gonna put this down gently. This year, I bought my PC. I bought a PC. I never had a PC before. I've always been on a laptop for a lot of time. And this year I bought a PC. I bought it in many parts. Well, my brother bought monitors and my keyboard and my mouse. And like I got the case, all the inside bits. I built it myself. I'm very proud. I didn't break anything. Funnily enough, it actually worked perfectly. But the person I was asking for advice gave me the wrong advice about how to do it. And so I plugged something in the wrong hole and I took it to a computer guy and he was like, "Have you plugged it in this hole?" And I said, "No." Because the person advising me said specifically not to do that. So, yeah, I didn't. And he said, "Well, you should have." And I said, "Well, fuck you." And he said, "Fuck you more." And it was nasty. It wasn't, that's how. I don't know if you can hear, I'm tapping on a brush. I don't know if you can hear that. I would do this anyway. I love touching things. No, you cannot hear shit. That's good. At least nothing's like too loud, right? I wanna like get you. You know what I mean? Get you on the mic. What, I wonder. Maybe is this gonna change anything? I don't think that is gonna change anything, is it? No. I'm just gonna turn everything off until we like. No, see, that's quieter. Put that back on. What could it be? Gain is good. That's good. Noise suppression, technically? If I just turn that off entirely. No, like, you still can't get it. That and this? In theory, you should be able to hear, like, foxes outside getting at it, right? I wonder. Yeah, you can hear, like, the hum of my PC if I turn this off. So let's. Maybe I turn it on, but I it down here. Oop, there. There. I don't really care about you. I mean, I guess I don't care if you hear the hum of my PC, but I'm worried that that's like background noise no one wants. So it's quite loud. It's louder than the music was earlier. Maybe here? Okay, what did I turn on? Is it this? No, that makes it louder. Oh, okay, so that's good. This? Okay, it's that. Okay, we can leave that. We're fine, right? So if I turn this off instead? Sorry, that was my hand on the mouse. Okay, I don't know how loud this. I don't want to like. I'm so scared of like blowing your ears out. I have a big, like, fluffy brush thing. Maybe if I'm closer. I'm so worried I'm gonna accidentally punch you if I do this. Oh my god. Yeah, I have a big. It's like a makeup brush. I haven't used it in ages. I have a matching set. My makeup brushes, they're like. I don't know how to describe them. They're like a clear plastic, but they've got like fake plastic sprinkles. I hope that tummy noise didn't happen. No, you've honestly just missed me playing around with mic settings and going, does this do anything? Does this do anything? Because I don't know what I'm doing. So that's great. But yeah, I can hear this. You can't hear this. That's so sad. How do I just, I don't know, get full mic noises? And I'm so scared to turn up my gain, but we're gonna do it. If it gets, I'll be watching, so if it gets loud as fuck. Do you want to know something funny? I wonder if I can take a picture of this, actually. Take a picture of this. But if I put it in the stream, I'm gonna flashbang you. Now it's clearer somehow, but buzzing? What? Really? What? What way? I'm gonna touch your behind. Ooh, that's so loud. I'm gonna stop doing that, and I'm gonna mute, and then I'm gonna do it. Gonna go here too. What I was gonna tell you was a fun story. My mic. Okay, I think. Oh wait, noise suppression is off right now. What I originally turned off was the expander. I don't know what an expander is. I'm gonna say this. This is the expander off. I'm gonna sneeze. Hold it. Hold it. The thing that bothers me. Well, you can hear that. But now I'm pissed because I don't know how to get you to not hear my computer buzzing. Can you hear my computer? There's like not a lot I can do. Like I can't get that much further away from it. This is good. We prefer this. Alright. Are we sure? I'm so nervous because I can see there's like a constant something in the background. Are we sure? Like, see? Do you see that? That's like a lot. Maybe, can I? Yeah, okay. Turn this. I wonder if I can suppress it to here. Let's find out. That's gonna annoy me. Maybe if I just take a hammer to my computer, you'll like it. Anyway, no, I'm only in the habit of like muting and banning people when they do something like very against the rules. Because like I'm trying to be fair to people. Waiting for her to accidentally fart. See, that's like a bannable offense. What the fuck? I'm not going to. I ate. I didn't eat well for the occasion, to be entirely real. But it's fine. I haven't had dairy. And if I did, I would know if it was coming. You know what I mean? But yeah. So, oh my god, now like, here's the problem, is that now like everything's up, you're gonna hear if like a bead of sweat like appears in my armpit. Like you can hear like everything. Like this wire moving, you're gonna hear. There's nothing I can do about that. Oh, I wonder if I can. What's that getting? Let's see. You hearing that? I think honestly, I think the mission to not hear my computer fan is like going nowhere. Oh? Check it. I raised you by like a few centimeters. Am I hearing myself? Yes, I am. It's so hard to know what you're hearing and not hearing. Because like I said, I have my headphones plugged into my the microphone itself, and like that's great. I can hear everything. You know what's really funny? So what I've done is I've duplicated my microphone, but I've changed some settings. And so I had it like I can see two, and generally even though I've got like more don't mute me noises, the other one is louder. That's so interesting. I'm not gonna unmute it or you're gonna get ass blasted by there being two of me. Believe me, I've done it while setting this shit up. But yeah, your cold might be turning into pneumonia. Pneumonia was like my biggest fear when I was a kid. I'm so scared. I wanna like, cause I've got this big fluffy brush that I think I used to use for makeup. You hear it down here? I don't want to get too close. I don't want to. Do you know how hard it is to not hit the mic? You fucking saw me yesterday in I nearly called it Eurovision. It was my Eurovision personally, but you saw me in Euro Truck Simulator. Like, I will fucking hit people, and so it's so hard not to. I feel like I'm gonna move my mic one more time. Is the computer too loud? What do you think? If I do shit over it, it'll be fine, right? I don't know. I don't know if I'm like a soft-spoken person or like a whispered person. To be entirely honest, this is like kind of like the volume I speak at a lot of the time, especially at night when I'm calling people. So this is like you're on Discord with me right now. Kind of is. This is like a big Discord. You don't even. But yeah. So I've spent a while collecting stuff. For this occasion, I knew when I got my PC, like, I kind of got my PC like for the purpose of streaming, but not entirely. I also got it to play Infinity Nikki, but I never played it, so that's like really fun. Yeah. I wonder. Wait, will you hear me if I type on my phone? Hello, cool Reaper. I like that. I'm alright. I'm very nervous because I don't want to blow people's ears out making noises. Can you hear if I type on my phone? It's a little. It like kind of shows up, kind of doesn't. Right. I gotta finish actually sending this message. I normally type with my thumbs, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm so nervous about like tapping on something with like nails, because it's like, this is very loud to me in person, right? I actually like when people tap on their phone. My phone, I've got, and you're gonna laugh, I've got one of those oh, don't snap without my permission. I've got one of those like there's like phone cases that have like, you can put your cards in them, like your credit card and stuff, like the wallet ones that like old moms have. I actually don't have any cars I don't have any cars in it because they wouldn't fit. I don't have any cards in it because this thing's loose. Like, because I'll like have my phone like on my bed and I'll be like, where's my credit card? And lo and behold, I want to slightly adjust you. Oh, I managed to move where you were without too much noise. That's great. Lo and behold, like, it's like on my bed somewhere and it's like fallen out of my phone. And that like freaks me the fuck out. Cause I'm like, oh, if I have this like in public, like someone's just gonna have my card. And funnily enough, believe it or not, I have lost my credit card. So yeah. Before, I did that recently, I think. Not, it was like a couple weeks ago. I got a new one. The story about this is interesting because I had, when did I lost my card a few years ago. I lost my card during COVID which is really interesting to lose your card during like is that loud? I don't know. It's really interesting to like lose your card during COVID because where did you lose it? Like you were number one, the only person in the building. The yeah, the only person in the building, and also like you weren't leaving the house. It was COVID, right? So I don't know where I lost it, but I lost it during COVID, and my card number, it stayed the same, which apparently isn't like a normal thing. Your card number is meant to change. The first few digits don't change. I don't know how this works for other people, but over here, it, like your yeah, like the last digits change, but not like the first few. I don't know why that. Maybe it's to help you remember it. I don't know. I weird thing, but sorry, I'm just touching my phone. Oh my god. I'm not gonna open and close my phone too much, but is that? I don't want to blow your ears off with my stupid nails. Yeah, it didn't change the number, and so a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I lost my card, and I went on my banking app to freeze it. And when I tried to freeze it, it came up with a number, like a card number that just wasn't my card. So I ended up looking in my house because I was like, I got the bus home, so if I manage to get home, that means my phone's vibrating at me because I'm trying to type in my passcode. If I got home, that means I could only have lost my card between getting off the bus and getting to my home. And so I was like, well, that's unlikely. I probably just lost it somewhere in my room, right? But I spent ages looking for it and I couldn't find it. And in the end I went, well, I'm gonna need to like get this anyway, right? So I ordered a new one. It was on, I think it was on, was it Tuesday that I figured out I had lost it? It was Tuesday, yeah. And so I, my nose is itchy. That's not the story. Yeah, it was on Tuesday where I lost the phone. And then I requested a new card that Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, or was it Monday? On Wednesday, one came. And it was the number on my banking app, and I was like, oh, that's really good. Because that means that's like the right thing, right? And so I was quite happy. But then on Thursday, you won't believe this, another card came, and that had a different number to my old card and my new card, right? So I was like, that's crazy. Turns out, that's so inaudible. I gotta like raise my hand here. And so I went to the shop, and the first card, that didn't work. The second card did. So that was annoying. But now I have a credit card. I've introduced the brush like several times, and I haven't done anything with it. I'm so nervous about, because I love mic brushing, but I'm so nervous about doing it because I don't want to blow your ears out. So I'm gonna gingerly, maybe I'll start from like behind. No, I'm too scared. I can't do it. I don't want to blow anyone's ears out. I don't know how people do this. What if I poke you, but like slowly? Let's see. There we go. That wasn't too bad. You didn't die. I think I'll save this. I'm gonna put this on my Jeff Wayne's musical version of the War of the Worlds mouse pad. I have a bunch of like shit. I don't know what this is gonna sound like. Let's pick up something slightly easier to hold first. This, I don't know where this came from, but this is like it's like a weird plastic thing. It's like not plastic, it's like foamy plastic shit. It came from my when I was like buying PC parts. That feels too loud compared to me. Am I gonna have to get closer? This is so intimate. Oh my god. Let's hold this like this. Favorite type of food or type of food? I love curries. I really like curries. You can put anything in a curry and be fine, right? They're really easy to make. I love anything that like you can put in a pot, and like I think it's incredibly hard to fuck up a curry, which is like the point, because curries, at least to my knowledge of them, which like might not be accurate. Spices and herbs and shit like that, herbs and spices alternatively, were like first used because you know, meat and food would go a little rotten because we didn't have fridges, and it was used to kind of disguise that taste because there's like a threshold of like your food being bad that you can safely eat it in. It's not tasty, and you probably shouldn't do it. Don't do it. But like you kind of can, right? And herbs and spices are kind of like used to like disguise that fact is what I've heard, right? And so you can just chuck anything in a curry. I don't like carrots, which is like that's my controversial thing. I don't really like carrots. I prefer them when they're raw to cooked. Other people are different. I don't like a cooked carrot. I think if you put a cooked carrot in anything, it's fucked. I will eat carrots and turnips. That's because I'm Scottish. I don't necessarily enjoy it. Like, the turnips are winning out. Also, carrots and turnips doesn't have any turnips in. Did you know that? Carrots and turnips actually is carrots and it's sweet. I don't know why it's called carrots and turnips when it's not turnip. That pisses me off, but it's whatever. Yeah. So eggplants, I like eggplants. They're called aubergines over here. I tried them. So here's the thing. I was nervous to try aubergine for the first time because I'd never had it. And I was like, I think this thing is gonna soak. I think this is like mushrooms. I think it's gonna soak up oil like mushrooms. And I don't think that's gonna be very good. And so I was like, what do I cook this in? What do I do with this? I'm worried about just like putting it in a pan because with mushrooms generally, you put them in the pan without oil first if you're like me. If you like an oily mushroom, oil it up. But I'm not into oily mushroom. So I will generally like cook mushrooms dry if I'm doing that. And I was so like nervous. I'm like, what do I do? I don't really have like the know-it-all for like making like a stuffed aubergine. I don't know what I'd stuff it with. I'm like too nervous about stuff. So I was like, you know what? I will put this down. Put it in a curry, right? This is a similar foam thing, but it's white. I don't think that's gonna change anything. But I'm gonna do something different with it. Can I do it down here? I don't know if I like that, you know what I mean? It's like fun, but I'm not sure if it's ASMR. Then again, I've been an ASMR girly for like a while, and so like I'm a little ASMR'd out. Like it's mostly just background noise to me. Yeah, back to food. I love curry. The other day I made curry. It was a madras. I like spicy curry, so I like madras, jalfrezi, vindaloo. I like fall curries a lot. Broken Josh, that's the other one I like. I remember, this is like such a weird memory, but I ate a fall curry whilst watching The Substance, which is a really good movie. That was definitely an experience to be like crying and snotting before that movie even got to like crying and snotting point. I'm gonna chuck this away. This, you won't believe this. This is also like weird plastic foam from packing, but I'm scared it's gonna snap if I put it like this. But it's different because it's a thinner piece and it's not stuck together. The other bits were like glued together. Yeah, I think that's fine. It might be styrofoam, but to me, styrofoam is the bowls, you know? So I think it is like a type of that kind of shit, but I'm not sure. I've never bought anything in my life. Keyboard that you can do the click on, so could you do that? I'm willing to try with my keyboard, but this thing is disgustingly loud because I might offend half the living population that uses the internet, but if you can call the keyboard like creamy or thocky, get away from me. Let's type something in chat. Let's do it very slowly so I know what this is gonna sound like. Is that, what do we think of that? I like it, but it's also not too loud to me. My I know this is my girlfriend. I wish it was my girlfriend. Fuck. My friend, who I call my wife. Don't worry about it. She likes my keyboard, but like she's a freak. What would see? It's the spacebar. Let's not spacebar. What would I type if I was typing. No space. I'm trying to be quiet, but also have the cadence of typing. Cause like I can't stand when people do like typing videos and they're like clearly not typing. When they just hit random keys, I'm like, you bitch. I'm so nervous about fucking smacking this thing. See how that didn't have the cadence of typing? This space part is ridiculous. Hey there, everyone. It's me, Arcana Drive. I got my license removed in 177 countries due to copyright violations, which I realistically should have seen coming, but I am a little bit dumb as it turns out, so I will rue the consequences. I don't know what that was like. Yeah, Euro Truck. Surprising to quite literally only me. That stream is banned in 177 countries. There are 124 copyright claims on that video, which there's no fucking way we played that many songs, right? Like, that has to be like Bon Jovi and his mother and his father and like his uncle claiming like a single thing. It was very amusing to me. I'm not that mad. Like, oh my god, tummy noise. I'm not that mad about it because it's like whatever. It's like Euro Truck Sim. It's not like it matters. If it was like a Zelda stream or something that like had like, you know, like, oh, we played for 4 hours and we did this, we played 4 hours and we did that, I'd probably be a bit more mad. But no, it's not a strike. It's not a strike. It's just unavailable in... It's unavailable for only 49.9% of my audience, which is really interesting. No Canadians, no... If you're in the Netherlands, you're not allowed to see it. You can see it if you're in the UK or Ecuador, I think. I wanna... No, I gotta leave it. I'm gonna put my keyboard down, otherwise I'm gonna bash it on my table. Ooh, what's this? This I bought today. This is a box of Choco Boy snacks. Does it say what they are? Orion Choco Boy. And the ingredients are sugar, wheat flour, vegetable oil, palm oil, shea oil, emulsifier E322, cocoa preparation, whole milk powder, cocoa powder, skimmed milk powder, shortening brackets, palm oil, beef tallow, palm olein oil, palm stearin oil, coconut oil, finally a word I can read, lactose, vegetable cream powder, corn syrup, hydrogenated coconut oil, whey powder, processed butter, emulsifier, E469, E340, number 2. What does that mean? E471. Can we just name chemicals like multi-thyroxychloronicide or whatever? At least that's like, what's this E shit? That's scary, right? Modified starch, flavor, milk, cocoa mass. What is cocoa mass? Cocoa powder, cornstarch, invert sugar syrup? Inverted? Why is it inverted? What does that mean? I know I sound dumb every stream, but whatever. Cane, cool. Salt raising agent, E503 number 2, E500 number 2. Color? Why do you need color in fucking chocolate? That's E1101. Flavor and flavoring. What are you talking? Flavor and flavoring? What do you mean? Either you flavored it. What? Surely okay. What's the difference between flavor and flavoring, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Contains cereals containing glutens, soybeans, tree nut, and milk products. Yeah, I know. Factory may produce crustacean, egg, fish, or peanut products. Oh, interestingly, there's actually a second label because this is from product of South Korea, and obviously this is important. I'm not imported. It's important to me. I'm not from Korea. I think it says like all the same shit. Oh wait, no it doesn't. Oh, here's an interesting thing. Let's read the, they put, so there's the product description I just read out, and then there's a second one. Nutrition information, Choco Boy. This label supersedes anything else on this packaging. Ingredients: sugar, wheat flour, vegetable oil, cocoa preparation 7%, skim milk powder, shortening lactose. Shortening lactose? I'm short enough, thank you. Vegetable cream? Vegetable cream powder? Either it's cream or powder, but sure. Cocoa mass 2%, cocoa powder 2%, cornstarch, invert sugar starch. What is an inverted sugar? That's crazy to me. Salt, anhydrous milk fat. I don't know how you say that. Lecithin? I actually don't know. Which is E322 soy. Polyglycerol. Oh god. You know how a second ago I said I wish we had longer chemical names on packages? I was lying because I can't read them. So there's polyglycerol polyricinoleate. I think that's how you say that. PGPR. Ammonium bicarbonate E503, sodium bicarbonate E500, beta carotene, well that's good, natural vanilla extract, protease, the hell's a protease? Artificial flavor, vanillin, and then vanillin listed second. What are you talking about? Allergen advice for allergens, including cereals containing gluten. There's 2 E's in this. See ingredients in bold. Production / specified date as shown on the package. Date, month, year. I think I said 5 years. There's only 4. Well, no, but storage keep in cool and dry place. No need. I eat them already. Yeah, I have a fantastic story. I have a really fun story. Earlier today, I was looking on. There's a website. I don't like the texture of that. Let's do this thing. I think this will be a hit. This is a roll. I'll tell you my story in a second. This thing that I'm holding now is a big roll. It's got a cardboard tube in the middle. It's like toilet roll, but it's not. It's made out of it's got like the form of toilet roll, but it's actually like microfiber cloths. So, but it's like you can like tear them off. I'll tear one off in a minute. I'll tell you my story. It's not gonna be good for tapping, but I don't know if you can even hear that, but I'm having fun. I was looking on the website Tofu Cute, which is like a UK European based like website for like Japanese snacks and plushies and gacha and stuff like that. And what my friend and I are gonna do is we're gonna get an order from there, right? And we were like, let's look through and like do one together, right? Because like free shipping if you spend over like so amount of money, right? So it's always good to do stuff together. And what am I talking about? They had these like keychains or badges or pins or something like that that had onigiri on, and I said, oh my god, I'd really want to try onigiri. I've never had it before. Now it's simple enough to make at home, but you know me, I'm annoying. So I hadn't made it at home ever before. So I was like, I'd really like to try onigiri. So every week after work on a Friday, I go to the supermarket and I go with my friend, and we go the same way there because there's only so many ways to skin a cat and there's only so many ways to get to the supermarket. So I go from work and I walk to the supermarket. And normally we go to the supermarket and we buy stuff and we leave, right? That is how the supermarket works. But heard that? I'm like, oh god, what'd I do? I got an itchy neck. Oh, you can't hear if I itch my neck, that's good. I feel like I want that to be closer, but I don't have anything to support this on. So on the way to the supermarket, there's a stall. And you know what this guy's selling at his stall? He's selling onigiri. Fresh made onigiri. And he's like, do you know how to open it? And I was like, oh my god, this is like the best day of my life, because like I was just talking about wanting to try onigiri earlier. And look, lo and behold, look where you are, look what you're selling. And I had a spicy tuna mayo. Is the stream bugging out on anyone else's end? I'm looking, we're doing surprisingly well. We aren't dropping any frames, so it might be a your end thing. If anyone else wants to, there's nothing I can do, but it should just be a on your end thing, which sucks. But so yeah, and he was like, you're gonna take it with you, you're gonna eat it now, and I was like, I was gonna take it with me, but you're right. So I sat on the bench by this guy's stall, and he was clearly like playing music from his phone, and he played a song I like called Night Dreamer, which is a song I like. And so I was eating onigiri and singing. And when I say eating onigiri and singing, I don't mean like, oh, I was eating onigiri and then I sang. I mean, I'm like stuffing huge bites of this thing into my mouth, and I'm like mouthful, like don't, like completely out of tune because I've got like onigiri in my mouth. It was really fun. But yeah, that was my day. That was great. I feel like my nails are quite long, but I've got a short one. My ring finger on my right hand had a nail accident, which I actually discovered in the recording of a video I meant to publish, but I'm busy streaming. Oh my god, I can't just do work while streaming. Manage your time better. Yeah, so I had a good day. What else was a good day? There was something else that happened. I'm sat on this bench and I just turned to my friend like, I'm like ramming like an onigiri into my mouth, and I'm like, never kill yourself. I literally skipped away. It was very funny. It was quite a show. I can get away with shit like that because I'm very whimsical and God loves me. But yeah, I was very excited about that. I wonder, oh, this shit's gonna sound if I tear it. Let's see. That jolted up and down in noise a little more than I'd like, but it's fine. Can I put it on you? That was way too loud. You've got like a microfiber cloth on you. I tell you what, I'm gonna take this off, or I'm gonna hit it. Maybe I'll hang on. Yeah, so as predicted, that was loud as fuck. I actually bought this roll of these microfiber cloths because I have one of those. Also, cool Reaper, I'll get to your question. Sorry, I'm just rambling. Oh my god. I actually have one of those, it's like, what would you call it? It's like those things that you can put in your closet. It's got two like hooks at the top, and then it's like cardboard covered in fabric, and you can put shoes in it. And I've got one of those, and I thought, if I just put the shoes in here, because I wear shoes outside like most people do, isn't the thing gonna get like mucky? So instead I bought this roll of these like cheap microfiber cloths, and I just put them on the bottom to put the shoes on, and I can take these out and I can wash them. That's my fucking wire causing havoc. So I can take these out when they're dirty and I can wash them. So that's that. Let's chuck this loudly over there. Okay, let me, do I have stories about this? No. I have 3. What the fuck? Okay, we'll figure that out in a sec. So what my favorite game? I don't know. If there's one thing you should know about me, it's that I cannot make up my mind on anything. I'm gonna shuffle a little closer. Hang on. On one hand, I so wish you heard that. On the other hand, you're so lucky. I'm just gonna pick up from down here. Yes, I am a very I think it depends person. I'm writing a video right now, and the whole video is I think it depends. The mega essay. I am such a can't make up my opinion person. I can make up my opinion, but I'm a very gray area person. I know what you're thinking. You're like, I just asked you your favorite game. Relax. All that is to say, I find that hard to just just answer for me, because it's like I have games I like a lot, but I don't necessarily to put a number one. That will change day by day. I've been really enjoying Peak lately because I can play that with people, or I can play that by myself. I've been achievement hunting in it. I'm not normally an achievement hunter kind of person because I'm shit at games. Smiling. But I feel like I can in this one. I'm gonna pick up something a bit less risky than my phone, because I'm trying to call an emergency number on my phone, which I shouldn't be doing. This is a cheap coaster in the shape of a cat. I have probably 20 coasters with me. Yeah, and I even have a coaster that I have in my bag when I travel, so I can put a coaster down in case I want to not stain someone's table, which is really considerate of me. Actually, it's not a bar coaster, but it's similar. I don't know what it came with, now I think about it, but yes, the coasters I have are vast in variety. But I'm going to continue the favorite game question. So I don't necessarily have an all-time favorite game because it changes a lot for me. I tend to have oh, good night, sleep tight, don't let the pet bugs bite. I tend to yeah, have rotating favorites, I guess. Change from time to time. I have more so brief fixations on things. I really like Peak at the moment. Like I said, because it's multiplayer, it's fun. I do those games where it's play with your friends and clip it for funny moments. I like that, I really do, but a lot of them are kind of lackluster. Their gameplay loop is try and do this thing that gains points, and then you will go and do it again, but you have to gain more points, and now there's more monsters. Uh-oh. And that's look, it's a fine gameplay loop, but it's pretty basic, and once you've played one of them, you've kind of played them all. The difference between yeah, I've never played Lethal Company, but so I can't exactly say what it is, but Content Warning and Repo, I really like Content Warning, and I have a lot of fun with Repo. They're not bad games. They're very social games, and as a rather asocial person, doesn't suit me. So Repo, it's Repo, you can play yourself, you totally could, but it's not really got that, because you're better off just avoiding the monsters. There's no real combat. There's some items you can get, but it's eh. So you're probably better off just avoiding beasties, and then it's kind of boring to just go in, avoid beasties, grab shit, and leave. Similarly with Content Warning, I love Content Warning, I really do. I think it's very fun. I like the beasties in that game. I'm gonna love, what's his name? What's the big monster in Content Warning called? Big Slap. Big Slap is my bestie. I adore Big Slap. I was playing, me and my friends had a Content Warning save that we had running for well over 100 days. Probably over 150, maybe even over 200. And the way that Content Warning works is, because I learned Content Warning very intimately. Your day has there's a monster threshold for the day, and each monster has a certain amount of points it can take up. And the further on in the game you play, the bigger that threshold gets. So if you have let's say you have 10 points in the beginning, you can only have one 10-point monster or like 10 1-point monsters, right? But if you're playing day 100 and you have 1,000 points, you can have fuck tons of 10s and even a few 100s. And we ended up just getting like multi-big slapped out of the ass, right? Which was fun for like clipping and stuff, but it was very like it's a very repetitive gameplay loop. It was fine to play like for a quota every like day or so. That's how we did it, but it's like I haven't played that game in months and everyone that I like refuses to play it with me, which sucks. I've taken some chunks out of that coaster, but that's fine. So as far as like a favorite game goes, this item that I picked up, can you hear it? Having to beat the shit out of it. It is a squishy. I'm not really into squishies. Their texture is fun, but they kind of piss me off. I'm readjusting my position. What's the thing? It's like a squishy thing. So it's like slow rise. I don't know if you're even gonna be able to hear it unless I'm like in your business. But it's a burger. It's a double burger. So there's 2 burgers. There's cheese and lettuce and tomatoes. And the top bun is in the shape of a cat, which I like. I'm not a burger fan in terms of eating, but I actually really like the iconography of burgers. I don't know why. That's like my weird like thing, right? Yeah, like yeah, I fucking love a burger. I love burgers. Yeah, I like eating them, but generally like whenever I'm eating a burger, it's a conduit to eat an onion. I will slice up a whole onion with my burgers. But yeah, favorite game? I'm never gonna be able to pick a favorite game. If I go by Dark's definition of like I don't get sick of after a long time, I've been playing Terraria for 6 years, which isn't much, by the way, as far as Terraria goes. And I replay it a lot. For me, that's like a bonding experience though. Like I tend to go through worlds with people, so it's like an arc in a friendship, I think. And yeah, I don't want to scratch this guy. I don't want to take chunks out of him. I don't really like, you know what I don't like in ASMR? I don't like gripping. I'm not a gripping person. I like scratching the most. But yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, I don't know. I have lots of favorite games. I generally kind of stick to what I know. So I play like a lot of games that I used to when I was younger and stuff like that, but I don't necessarily have like a my tummy is about to rumble something chronic. I hope you don't hear it. I'm yawning. To be fair, I didn't get a lot of sleep, but yeah. I'd love to maybe boot up content warning for the channel and see what I could do. I'd love to I want to collab with VTubers, other VTubers, not for like clout, because I'm really not a fan of clout. Oh my god, I'm so shy. But like they might be, but I have the diet of like a Victorian child, so my tummy rumbles aren't like oh pudding. My tummy rumbles are feed me. My tummy rumbles are fucking Audrey too. Yeah. How was I saying? Oh my god, I've forgotten. Oh well. But yeah, I mean, it's not even diet of a Victorian child. My diet is like if I was trying to make a slushy of stomach acid that could like kill any disease. I eat super salty, super spicy, super sour foods. I can and will drink vinegar. I have done before. My mom and I at home, we have this. So in Britain, chip shop vinegar is actually not vinegar. It's a different thing. I can't remember what it is called, but it's like slightly different to actual vinegar. I think it's something to do with like preservatives or something. I don't exactly know, but it's different. My mom got a hold of this stuff. I don't know how she did this. It's like it's not in like a normal bottle. It's like in a huge like massive like few liter jug that requires like 2 hands to pick up, and it says on the side like dilute this shit, dilute it. You have to dilute it. Dilute it. Make sure you dilute it. Oh my god, this is dilute it. So we don't dilute it. And my brother came over and my mom served up like fish and chips, and she's like, "Oh, do you want some vinegar?" And he was like, "Yeah." And because she pours it into a smaller bottle for us to like actually use. And she's like, "Oh, give it a sniff and see if you can handle it before you try it." And he just goes, "Oh Jesus," because it's like painful, but I love it. I just love the experience of food eating me back, which is interesting because I don't eat pineapple, and that has enzymes that eat you, which is kind of crazy. I would absolutely drink acid. Are you kidding? I'd be fine. What is? Okay, let's see. What's this? This is another piece of thing that came in packing, but it's like it's different. It's harder, and it's covered in dog fur, which is really good. What's my thoughts on Pokemon? I like Pokemon. I haven't played any of the Switch releases. Yeah, I didn't have a Switch when they first came out. So I didn't pick them up, and I'm just not too interested in them. I don't like the direction the series has gone in, and that's like my opinion, right? Like I don't think it's bad. It's just not for me. I'm definitely an older, okay, not older. I'm like a middle gen. I think prefer. I like sort of 4 through 6 Pokemon gen, right? That's like my like forte. I think. Oh, there I go, hitting you again. I'm trying not to, but wires be crazy. What if I just hit you anyway? What if we do like abusive girlfriend ASMR? Why are you home so late? But like, yeah. Favorite Pokemon type. Pokemon I have a Mimikyu plushie right behind me. I've got Espeon behind me. I've got Furt behind me. My favorite type is generally Ghost and Dark. I was a lonely kid, so that makes sense. Yeah. I have lots of favorites. I was trying to rank my Pokemon favorites, but it's hard because there's so many to go for. I remember like Gen 4 was like the first Pokemon game. That's a lie. It was it was Gen 4, but it was the Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Actually, when I was younger, my mom bought an R4 card for the DS, and she got a load of games on it. And I never knew how that worked. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was illegal. Oh my god, mom. But I had that, and as a result, I have Diamond, Platinum, Pearl, and Heart Gold and Soul Silver, whereas like normally you only get one, right? And I remember playing those a lot when I was younger. I remember I always forgot whether I'd loaded up Pearl, Platinum, or Diamond because I didn't understand the difference when I was that young. And so I would always load up the wrong one and be like, what the fuck? Where's my Pokemon? I actually go to your I actually missed Gen 5 entirely when it first came out. I didn't have a Gen 5 game at all. I've only gotten them more recently. I mean, I think I might have bought one of them at some point, and I have the second one. But I've never actually played them. I think I played them. I loaded it up. I mean, it must have been. How old am I now? 7 or 8 years ago, maybe. We went out of town. I think we went to the hospital for something. And going to the hospital is great because it's like, oh well, we might as well go shopping whilst we're there. It's so funny. My mom's absolutely a messed up person, but I think it's like in a good way in some parts. But she needed to go to the hospital for something, and she's like, well, let's go to town whilst we're there, because where I like grew up has like one street, which is why I'm really bad at geography. And we're like, oh, they have what's it called? They have like shops, so we can go to the shops. Let's go to the shops. And we went, and this is gonna sound like shit if I fold it over. Just do it gently. And so squeaky. I don't like that. Let's be gentle with that. I won't do that again. I'll be very careful. She's like, yeah, let's like go to the shops and like get some. Can I put this over my knee? There we go. If I can like rub it, that's fun. I'm not gonna do that. It's like too far over. My desk is like way too in the way for this to work. If I beat the shit out of it, you'll hear it. But I don't want to spank it. It hasn't done anything. Which way do I fold this? This is like another packaging thing. I think based on the bottom, this came with a mug I bought, and I think I know which mug that is, but I'm not gonna tell you. So what am I saying? Yeah, we went out and we went to Computer Exchange, and I bought Pokemon Black, I think. And I loaded it up, and this person hadn't deleted their save because it was a secondhand copy, and they had a Heracross. And that was the first time I ever saw one in my memory. So I always thought it was a Gen 5 Pokemon, but it's not. It's not. And yeah. I like Gengar because of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. My Pokemon experience, gonna be real with you, is mostly when I was a kid, it was in Pokemon Ranger. But as an adult or like teenager and generally, even as a kid actually, it's been in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Turn you around a little. Can I do that quietly? I can't. I love Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, as you can probably tell from the BGMs of my videos. I love it. It's a very good series for me. It's very fun. Has gameplay I like, blah 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 blah. All that shit, right? But yeah. When I was younger, the first time I played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, it was Blue Rescue Team on DS. And you do a personality test, right? To know which Pokemon you are. And I got Pikachu, which was very cool. And I named myself, not Arcana, not Arc, not anything. I named myself, all caps, Pikachu, full stop. Hysterical. Absolutely fucking hysterical. To like, characters come up and be like, Pikachu, and like yell at me. So funny. My mom used to do that when I was a kid, when we'd all share, because we had like the family DS, right? That's what you do. And she would always put her name in all caps. Characters come up. I think I used the name Sandra from Remembrance Day. They'll be like, Sandra. And I'm like, why do you always do that? Never got a question or an answer. That was the question. For that, I think this. Yeah, this is like a smaller bit of what I just had, but it's smoother. Do you hear that difference? I'm not really a rubbing person. I don't feel like there's enough surface area to get this thing. But, yeah. I was a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon person growing up. Still I am. So the good serious thing is I haven't actually played, what's it called? Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. Like the DS ones. Ooh, this is another squeaky bit of fabric. It's like not fabric, it's like, I think it is like thin styrofoamy shit. This I'm looking forward to. This is a really soft, like spongy material that also used to pack stuff. That's not picking up too well. I can hear that so well. You should get fucked. It's gonna help if I just do this. Can you hear it now? Ooh, that's very particular. That's like, what's catching on that? Oh, there's like little flecks of it, like on my fingers. That's fun. What do I say? Oh, I get to choose. Not that you know what they are. What do I? Yeah, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. That was my like, game of choice. So like a lot of my like Pokemon favorites and opinions are very, very skewed by that series of games. And Gengar, if you haven't finished PMD1, you probably fucking hate Gengar. But if you have, you come to like him. You really do. He's a really good character in PMD1. PMD1 is a really interesting game to me because it's like they clearly, I've noticed this, like Portal 1 is similar in that they clearly were focusing on the mechanics of like making the game, and they're like, let's just write some plot around this situation later. And then like someone clearly came in the office and was like, hey guys, we're shipping it tomorrow. If we got a plot, right? Everyone in that game, it reminds me of Twin Peaks. If you've ever seen Twin Peaks, everyone in Twin Peaks acts very weird. Very, 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 very weird. I remember watching it with someone and he was like, everyone's just autistic. And it was just very funny. It's me, Denji's stabbing me. Naughty Denji. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 1 is kind of the same. All the characters act just sort of, I don't want to say bizarre because that sounds insulting, like I'm insulting autistic people when I'm really not. But it's like, oh my god, that was the loudest tummy noise of my life. The characters just add a little odd, and in like a fun way. They're very like straightforward and stuff. That's the same thing. That's the same thing but thicker. Oh, this is interesting. This is I stole this. It was the packing inside of a pencil case that I didn't buy. But it's interesting because it like has, if you squish it, it like goes down easy on one side but not the other, and I thought it was interesting. Have you seen Gengar sitting sad on stair? I haven't. Poor Gengar, he doesn't deserve that. It's funny, the like black from the last thing I was holding, it's like there's flecks on it on my fingernails, but like it's interesting. That's like Twitchers. Ooh, that ended very rough. Just blowing your ears out. What was I talking about? I generally play as Eevee nowadays. On PMD2, I don't know about PMD1. And I've never played Super, so I can't tell you who I am. It's interesting, there's one side on this that's smoother. That's that side. And then the other side. I don't think you can hear the difference. You can feel and see it. That's really interesting. I'm gonna chuck that away. Those two bits. What's this? This is a bit of card that I have. I don't know what came with it because I can't imagine. It might have been an acrylic stand of like some stuff from my Oshi. I'm not sure. It's like A5 size. I don't know what I would have ordered that's that big. It's loud as hell. I can keep it away from you. But yeah. I do this some more. What was I saying? Yeah, I don't know. If I click around, like play games. Do you hear that? I full screen OBS. I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. There we go. I want to click around. You don't really hear it actually. That's interesting. But yeah, I don't know. Everyone how I should say. I think I'm gonna have some water. I don't know. I was sorry. That was so loud. Oh my god, you heard me swallow. I got too confident, I got too cocky. That was like a horrible one too. I wonder if I can swallow nicely. That was a nicer one. I don't know if you even heard that one, but it wasn't like... Because I'm like hunched over, right? So it's pretty bad. Oh, that's nicer. I'll take that one. Yes, I would want to collab with VTubers, not for clout. It'd be nice to know people that do this and I can ask technical questions to, but it'd be nice to just like be able to ask questions. Be like, how does this work? And it'd also be nice to just like play a game like Repo or Content Warning or Peak or whatever. I don't like this. I don't care for this. I didn't think about the consequences of my actions. I'm having fun. What else is in here? A lot of brushes. I bought some stuff as well. I bought other things. Let me get... I've got... I say slamming on those. Wait, I missed this. I missed two things. Okay. From my box of scrap shit, I missed two items. Where's the second item? This one comes in two parts. It's the same thing twice. But I've lost one half of it. What? That's so sad. I had to just... Hi, there it is. So. I say kicking something. Fuck knows what. I've never seen this before, but this is like the, it's a little squeaky, but it's like the netting that you see on fruit. It's very squeaky. I'm not sure I like that. I'm not sure. For me, it wasn't on fruit. It was on... My mom got bath bombs for Christmas from my auntie. And they smell like lavender. And I was like, can I take this? Because I kind of like it. I think it's weird how it works. Because it like stretches out and stuff. So that's fun. I don't... It's very squeaky. I've got a lot of squeaky materials today that I'm not like a fan of. But I think it's okay to do this. This feels kind of weird. It's like pulling it apart. It's got a very, yeah, fruit net. But for, bath bombs. Bored of that already. I have 4 brushes here. 2 of them are like identical but smaller. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to start gentle. What did you think? It's kind of fun to do, I'm not gonna lie. Let's turn you around a little more. This is the big one. This used to be a makeup brush that I used to use when I bashed you. I beat the shit out of you and I'm sorry. I think that's fine. I don't know. That's the biggest one. Let's put it down. This one is longer, softer, and yeah, it's longer and softer. Like the handle's longer. The actual brush fabric. What's it called? The hair of the brush. What's that called? Fibers? I don't know what you call that. This is actually a painter brush, so it's a lot longer. Yeah, that catches less. I like that a little more. It's a lot easier to do. So put that down. That's contender. This one is the same, but it's smaller. I don't know why I bought it, because these are so fucking expensive. But I bought a few. I guess because I kept going to the shop. And I bought some those two. I think I'm gonna keep. I'm not sure what I think of the big one. It's too much, I think. I can like scratch you. This fourth one, actually. This, I think is the one we might not like. It's got very, very, is it bristles the brushes have? Very, 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 very firm bristles. And it's in a fan shape. Yeah, that, I don't mind that. I don't mind that as much. But it's definitely, it like takes in you a little more. Do you know what I mean? I think I need better technique for this one. Otherwise it's gonna be a lot louder. Yeah, I think I'm gonna toss out the first and second one. And I'm gonna leave those two there. I'm gonna tell you about my items. The first item I have. What item do we think this is? This bit here is made of bamboo. I think, supposedly. It's probably just cheap wood, right? Right, made of bamboo. And this bit up here is made of fabric. And then the noise that it makes is that. Oops, I hit you with it. What do you think if I do it properly? It makes a noise like this. This is just my finger. What do you think this could be? It's funny, I actually heard this in someone else's video before. And I was surprised by it. Because they did something different. I was kind of cheaper with it in terms of like I've gone for it immediately. This isn't the sound that this thing would normally make. Because obviously I'm touching it in a weird way. If I turn over, it sounds pretty similar, but the fabric isn't on this side, right? I wonder how loud will this be? If you can hear that, you're thinking, are you blowing the mic? No, because this, if I do this nicely, it's a fan. I always take a fan with me, even in winter, because I get hot pretty often. I'm a very hot gal, and I think it's just because I'm Scottish and I'm down south now, which I don't like. It gets hot down here, it gets hot down south. And so I always have a fan because I never know. The weather changes a lot, and I never know what temperature I'm gonna feel. Our next item has a receipt at the top. I'm not into crinkly tapping or paper or anything like that. This is the receipt. I'm gonna do a little. I don't know, because I feel like this is possibly super loud, you know? And I feel like a lot of people who do this shit, with no disrespect, are a little too loud for my tastes. I'm not good, and that's ironic given everything I've done. I'm not good with volume changes in ASMR. I'm really not. I need like a consistent level, which is what I've been trying to do here, but it's hard because I can see myself getting louder. Oh my god. I don't think this is worse. It's just, it's receipt paper, right? You can't go too wrong with receipt. But the item that the receipt was in was this book. And what book, you might be asking? This book is one I was very excited to see on the shelves. It is the 4th volume. I say peeling off a sticker. 4th volume. The 4th, yes. Of The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Story and art by Akira Himakawa. I love the Zelda mangas. I really liked the Ocarina of Time one. And Twilight Princess is my favorite Zelda game. So I'm very glad to have this. I have the first 3 volumes at home with my mom, but I don't have them with me. And I didn't know if I was gonna finish buying them because I used to move around a lot, but I've been here for 2 years, which is a long time. So I've started to get cocky with how much stuff I can own. And so I've started to get interested in buying things like merchandise and manga and DVDs. I own a lot of DVDs now. I should have got one actually. This is the 4th volume for the Twilight Princess manga. I love the art of Akira Himekawa. It's not one person, it's 2. I think it's two ladies. I love when you open a manga and in the back, I've never actually opened this, so I was waiting to take it home and read the first 3 volumes again. It says, "Hey, you're reading in the wrong direction. This is the end of this graphic novel. To properly enjoy this graphic novel, please turn it around and begin reading from right to left. Unlike English, Japanese is read right to left, so Japanese comics are read in reverse order from the way English comics are typically read." And it has like a little picture telling you like where you should read, like the dialogue and stuff. This book has been printed in the original Japanese format in order to preserve the orientation of the original artwork. Have fun with it. I really love when things have little comments like that, like have fun with it. It's really nice. This, I actually don't remember how far the first 3 volumes get. This looks pretty. I don't know how many there are in total. Well, this is talking about the Lakebed Temple. So this is chapters 27, 28, 29, and 30. The Goron Tribe, Final Twilight, Memory Tracks, and Lakebed Temple. Is there like more chapters in the middle, or is that actually it? Interesting. I really like. God, I love the art. When was this one published? I know it was still going until pretty recently. This is 2018. Volume 4 came out. But yeah, I really liked. There's the Ocarina of Time manga I really liked because they stick to the games relatively faithfully, and I think the art style suits. But also, they add like their own stuff, like their own plot lines and backstories and context for stuff that like. Because video games are about playing, right? So oftentimes there's lots of stuff that's like kind of missing from them. And that's fine because it's about like the player experience, like knowing where like the dragon came from hardly matters. On the other hand, I think that like it's nice to have in the manga because it adds like a sense of emotionality to it that would otherwise be like a little missing. Because like when you're reading a manga, it's just not the same experience as a game. So like the stakes don't matter for you because like whatever happens in the manga is gonna happen no matter like what you do or say or think. Whereas in a game, like if you live or die, that's like down to you, right? Because you're playing. And I think it's therefore like important to have like differences and that kind of thing, which is why I think it's hard to adapt a game because losing like player choice and player feel is a big issue. I wonder if the blurbs say this. I wonder if the blurbs the same on each of them. Gosh, this originally cost $6.99. I doubt I could buy it for that little nowadays. Ah, thank you. I hope you have fun with whatever you're doing. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for asking questions. That was really good. Gave me stuff to talk about, which is fantastic. I feel like I don't necessarily need prompting. I'm a bit of a yapper, but it was nice to have something to think about because I was getting a little nervous. Let's see. I wonder if I can Denji, my beloved. I've got like marks in my arm from the readjusting the hard felt. So Denji here is made of, I guess, 3 main textures. He's got like the felt side, which is like here, and that's his shirt. Yes, Denji Chainsaw Man. I've got a Denji Chainsaw Man plushie. He's got his chainsaws out. He's got like a soft felt, yep, but his trousers are made of felt, and so is his top and most of him. But the back of his head, where like all the fine chainsaw details are, that's like this shinier, like, I don't know what material to call it. It's like polyester, I guess. And then he's got that on his like chainsaw blade in the middle, but for the edges with the like blades of the chainsaw, that's like a hard kind of felt, and that keeps stabbing me because Denji doesn't know anything about personal space, I guess. Arcana Park. Hey man, look what it is. But yeah, I was super happy. He's got, I mention this every time, he's got some stitching errors in his leg that I need to fix, and some loose threads I need to get rid of, but he's otherwise pretty fine. I like him. I like picking him up by his chainsaw head and tossing him around. But he keeps stabbing me and I don't like that. He's got good teeth. He's got gnashers. Scratching on Denji's gnashers. His big old gnashers. Kinda like that. But I'm gonna move him because I don't want him to keep stabbing me. It's causing a bit of issue for my life. So, I'm gonna take a drink of water. And this time, I'm not gonna swallow down any ears. You know what? I don't know if it's like official, but I didn't order it to be made for me. It was in a shop that I went to. Yeah, I wonder, let's read his label. No Denji Makara? No. I would get one. How about, okay, I'll read out my list of characters I like in a bit. Let's see, what does his label say? Oh, he's got some stuffing sticking out of his bottom. Let's pull that out. Nope, you don't need stuffing in your bottom. Denji. Right, what does this say? On the label, there's an orange label that says Chainsaw Man. How surprising. And on the back of that one, if we turn it over, does it give us any information? TF/S, no idea what that means. Manufactured by Play by Play Toys and Novelties Europe. Play by Play Toys, yes, they're a Spanish company. That's interesting. This was made, this is distributed by Posh Paws International Limited from Basildon, Essex, UK. They're, what's it called? It's not zip code. What do we call it? You guys call it zip code. We call it postcode. There we go. Their postcode is SS143PX. Made in China. Fabrique in China. It says not to wash him, so I probably won't. He should be fine. He's just, right now, he's just in my bed because I only bought him a few days ago. Maybe I bought him a week ago. That's right. I spent a bunch of money because I bought some pins. I bought Denji. I bought a Makima figure. I bought a Lloyd Forger figure. And yeah, he's buying food first. I don't want to get him dirty. But yeah, I have him in my bed. He sits in Choco Cat's lap. because I have a Choco Cat plushie who's bigger than my Choco Cat Build-A-Bear. If I put my phone on my table, how deaf do you think you guys are gonna go? Oh, I did it quietly. I did it quietly enough. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. Oh, my legs hurt. I've been sat too cross-legged. So anyway, I was gonna read the blurb of The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Let's get close. Here. I've never been this close to anyone. Once upon a time, wizards tried to conquer the sacred realm of Hyrule. Of Hyrule. The spirits of light sealed the wizard's power within the Shadow Crystal and banished them to the Twilight Realm. Beyond the Mirror of Twilight, now an evil menace is trying to find Midna, princess of the Twilight Realm, and the fragments of the Shadow Crystal to gain the power to rule over both the Twilight Realm and the World of Light. And then I think that's like the main, this is what Twilight Princess is about summary. And then as another one, in this volume, Link and Midna head for Death Mountain to dispel the darkness that is plaguing the Gorons and hopefully obtain another shard of the Shadow Crystal. If they can recover the shard, they'll only need to find one more piece of the crystal. But why is it calling it a crystal? It's her helmet. But their journey is far from over. Shadows are gathering at Hyrule Castle, and there are still many grave dangers and terrible foes to face. Fantastic. In fact, I'm going to reshuffle my position, and I'm not going to deafen you. I even moved my table, but I'm about to have a gross throat noise. So that's fun. Okay, so the last fun thing I have, which is gonna be fucking loud as hell. Dude over here, don't mute your crowd. Yeah, cause you people really want to hear my desk being shuffled around my floor. It's meant to have wheels on the bottom, but it wouldn't fit under my bed if I did that, so I don't have them. This loud piece of plastic, this is something very fun. This, and I'm going to open it up further away from you than I maybe should, because I'm scared. Okay, a throat noise, it's fine. This piece of plastic. Oh, I'm not going to mute for throat noises. I'm going to move away if I can. This piece of plastic I have opened, and I've taken out the object within. This is now an empty piece of plastic. You might be wondering what was in the piece of plastic. Well, I'll hold that up. Inside that piece of plastic, get this, is another piece of plastic. And you might be thinking, okay, but this piece of plastic, inside this is the piece of plastic. This is a cassette. This is a cassette I have. It is a cassette for The Commitments, the original motion picture soundtrack. On side 1, we have Mustang Sally, Take Me to the River, Chain of Fools, The Dark End of the Street, Destination Anywhere, I Can't Stand the Rain, Try a Little Tenderness, and on side 2, we have Treat Her Right, Do Right Woman, Do Right Man, Mr. Pitiful, I Never Loved a Man, In the Midnight Hour, Bye Bye Baby, and Slip Away. In very, very tiny font here it says, original sound recordings made by MCA Records Incorporated. MCA Records Limited are the exclusive licenses for the UK. All rights of the manufacturer and of the owner of the recorded work reproduced reserved. Unauthorized copying, hiring, lending, public performance, and broadcasting of this type prohibited. For full copyright details, see accompanying inlay card. Made in Germany. It's fun. Probably this was 1991. Is it really? Let's read the back. Yep. 1991. Beacon Communications Corporation. All rights reserved. That's interesting. I really like the feel of cassettes. said this before, but I used to listen to cassettes a lot when I was younger, and I was very fascinated by the CD. I feel like cassettes to me feel good. They feel like they are portable, whereas CDs, I think it's like the bulk. I'm worried, like, I remember getting a Sony Walkman, the CD player, and oh my fucking god. A spider, probably 3 inches end to end, is in my room. Okay, so I'm not going to deal with that in ASMR fashion. You can probably hear his fucking footsteps. Okay, I'm going to mute and deal with this. But, dude, I was younger when I listened to. Don't fucking distract me. This bitch is huge. Hang on. Pray for me. This cunt is fucking massive. This fucking guy is huge. Oh my god. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I don't have a cup big enough to get this fucking spider. Oh my god. What the fuck? I'm scared. I'm not even arachnophobic, but this bitch has like big. I looked at him. I looked at the spider. I swear to god, this is a true story. I looked at the spider and he says, "Don't you dare, bitch, I'll eat the shit out of you." And I was like, fuck. And he's got big teeth. He could eat. Oh my god. I'm still trying to. I don't know what to do. I can't get him. I turned around. He's gone. Where's he gone? Where are you? Bessie? Where did he go? Oh dear. This spider is bigger than most of you. And I assume you're average people. Please don't be my potatoes, man. Okay. First of all, if you think you're gonna live in here rent free, no, you're too big. What am I meant to do? I'm so scared he's gonna kill me. If not now, in my sleep. I can't afford not to sleep. I work tomorrow too. Can you imagine? So say goodbye because I'm not gonna make it. I don't know where our fucking friend has gone off to, but he's surviving. I'm sure he's living in like a blessed life under God. But he is gonna get me. Oh my God. Okay. What was I talking about? Right, The Commitments. Good movie. Where is it? Yeah, I feel like, to me, CDs feel like an in-the-house media because they're fragile things, right? Like, they're fragile. Like, if I drop a CD, that's dead. If you drop a cassette, you're probably gonna live, right? I also like, I think cassettes are very therapeutic because if you listen to them, you have to like go through the motions of like sticking a pencil in the middle like this and like, oh, that's not a big enough thing, of like sticking a pencil in them and like winding them back, which I just think is very like, it's a lost art, I think, rewinding your cassettes. Yeah, I used to listen to them a lot when I was younger. I remember my cassette player. I remember how it smells. I remember how it tastes. I'm still looking for that spider. I'm gonna have to give up. I'm gonna have to give up on my life. I remember when I discovered the Sony Walkman CD player, portable CD player. It was amazing. You can infer something's taste from its smell because the two senses are very linked, I think. But yeah, I still think the Sony Walkman is a very cool piece of technology, but I much prefer, I just think cassettes feel, even though they're thicker, they just have, and they have like more dimension, right? Like they've got like the up and down, they've got like this. I think you can probably take, if you put two cassettes next to each other, like back to back in your bag, that's probably like, if you've got like a thin enough thing, that's probably like a good few CDs. But I still just prefer a cassette because they're like, I don't know, I feel like you prefer whatever you listen to, whatever you used to do when you were like that age. I keep turning around to find this bitch. I'm gonna assume he's like on an evening stroll and he's just gone home. But yeah, I have a cassette here. I'm very happy with it. Play it in the cassette player. I just like, there's something fun about a cassette. You know what I also should have bought? Should have brought a VHS. I've got a VHS right over there, like a tape. I've got a Highlander. This thing that I'm holding, this is the scary side of a sponge that I ripped off because I was done with the sponge. It's fine. It's green. Yep, that's your info. Yeah, I don't know, MP3 files, I like MP3 players. I think they're amazing technology. You can just have a computer file. But at the same time, it's like, they're a lot easier to lose. I remember we went down from Scotland all the way down into South England for a holiday, because that's, everyone holidays in the south of England. Well, not everyone, but like English and British people, they love to holiday in the south of England. And it's a 10-hour journey on train, which isn't too bad because it takes me 6 hours to get back from where I live to where my mom lives. So, and that's literally like a like quarter of the journey. Which accent? I've been accused of having multiple. But yeah, I'm Scottish. I feel like I make that known, and to me it's very obvious. But I have a better inclination for what like counts, I guess. I don't know what the fucking spider. My biggest fear is that that spider has crawled into my potatoes. And I bought new potatoes today, so I have to go into my potato bag and get my potatoes. Well, the problem with me is, and I've mentioned this many times, I just grew up very surrounded by other people, other cultures, and people from various places, Americans, Australians, etc. So I've sort of got a very weird mix of accents. That's my fucking shitty wire getting you. Oh, but wireless headphones won't cut it. Oh, sorry, I was looking around my room and thinking like, oh, what should I say? Because there's only so much I can talk about, like, I grew up here. I've got that bag I was telling you about, that lunch bag. Best burger one. Oh, I love it. But the reason I have it out today is because when we went to the shops, I bought 6 Mullacornas. You might remember Mullacornas as being the pudding I ate before Katamari. So that was fun. I've got 6 more because you can buy 6 for £3, which is £1 cheaper than buying a 6-pack, which doesn't make any sense, but that's fine. So I bought 3 toffee ones. That's a lie. I bought 4 toffee ones, 1 vanilla and chocolate, and 1 chocolate. As you can tell, the toffee ones are my favorite, and I wanted to eat them today after dinner. I wanted to, but I didn't because there are 6 of them, and there are 7 days in the week. So if I don't eat them today, I can have 6 for 1 day every day next week. I like Chainsaw Man because I think it deals with an interesting emotional experience that I think a lot of things are afraid to. The main character is a repeated victim of sexual violence perpetrated against him by different people who are on all scales of a moral factor, which is interesting. For one, that it has that, because I feel like, and rightly so, most times a character perpetrates something like sexual violence against another, it's a very clear cut, nope, this person is bad and this person sucks and this is the reason they suck, right? But Chainsaw Man is like, hey, sometimes someone can do something really shitty to you and not even really know it's a shitty thing. The main character goes through a lot, and it's a male main character too. I feel like sexual violence in media is commonly perpetrated against women in a way that is like potentially semi-realistic, but also feels rather overdone and fetishistic in ways. And with Denji, it comes off not like that to me. It comes off rather realistic, like I can see a lot of myself and people that I know in him. But I really like the message it has, or how I read into it about how things work. A lot of people have this issue that they have with media where they will write something off as good or bad, the media as a whole, but also the characters in it. Like, oh well, Makima is bad, Denji is the protagonist, so he is good. This character does that, so he is bad. This character does this, so she is good. Very annoying, because for me, the idea that morality and one's actions exist in a vacuum is untrue. Even characters written fictionally have their motivations and stuff. And yes, Makima she's not my favorite character. I could talk about her for years, she's not my favorite character. Reze is my favorite character, so I'm so happy. But I feel like Makima gets brushed with the stroke of, oh, she's hot, so she's good, and I don't care what she did. Women's wrongs, am I right? Or, oh, well, she's this evil groomer and she's bad. I feel like she is a beautifully tragic character because the very nature of her character set her up to fail. And I think that that gets overlooked. I like things that are shitty and it sucks to experience them and it sucks to be any of the characters in them. And I feel bad. And every time a new chapter of it comes out, it makes me kind of want to kill myself a little bit more. I love things like that. It is very similar to Umineko in that way. Every time Umineko's like fun and then it's like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh ow, oh god. And then at the end, you can sort of separate the cream from the crop in a way by asking people like, what's your opinion on this? Like my little sister and I got in a conversation about like, who in Umineko would you say is evil? And I said to her, if you think anyone in Umineko is evil, I think you're misreading it. And she got rightfully upset because that was very pretentious of me. But it is true to me in that way. That is the reading of Umineko and stuff. And for Chainsaw Man, I feel like it's I've gotta figure out how to fold this. I'm holding a pile of tape that I took off packages my mom sent me, but it's got like a nice texture to it. I gotta move this fucking bitch ass wire. Fuck. I feel like a lot of people brush Makima with a stroke of oh well, she's just selfish and evil, but I find her a relatable character, not in actions, definitely not, but rather in like the way she feels. I think personally I've been in a lot of situations in my life where people have put themselves under me willingly. Of course, I don't try and beat people into submission, but I don't like having power over people. I don't like telling people what to do. I don't like bossing people around. Like, I do, like, casually, right? Like, in the way that you, you know, are okay with telling anyone what to do. But I really don't like having people, like, committed to me, right? I'm thinking about which piece of foam to pick up next. And I find I just don't like it. Because I want to be equal to someone. I don't want to be below someone. I don't want to be above someone. I want to be equal to them. And so I find Makima quite tragic because you know, there's no sense of equality for her. This kind of spoils for video, but let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna have to type. Sorry, everyone. This is what I was typing up today. I was writing something. If I go to my scripts, I didn't even title it properly. I was at work, so I was working on stuff for the channel. Where's my point? I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. I'm not gonna tell you the funny line. I'm not gonna spell the funny lines. Let me see. Yes. So the way that Makima's powers work is that she has control over anyone she views as lower than her. And that puts her in control of pretty much everyone because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you know you have the innate power to control those around you, you're immediately going to view them as lower because it's like, you know, it's like a thing of like, okay, you know, when you're at work, you're probably a lot more respectful to your boss than you are your coworkers or anyone who's subordinate to you at work, right? I'm not, because I'm that kind of person. But, you know, if I'm more worried about like what my boss says to me than like my coworker, right? Like with my boss, if I need him to do me a favor, I'm like, hey, can you do me a favor? Whereas if it's one of the guys out front, I'm like, yo, I'll be like, yo, do this, or can you do this? Whereas with my boss, I'm like, hey, could you possibly do so and so for me while I so and so? I think that, like, people, I'm not gonna say I have less respect for people lower than them in the food chain, for lack of better words, but I think that, it's hard to view yourself as equal to people you have control over in many ways. I certainly struggle with that, which is why I try and be equal to people, or try and treat people like I want to be treated and stuff like that. But I think she's a tragic character because it's like, it almost reminds me slightly of the film The Love Witch, which is a very good film. I love. Oh, I relate heavy to Maki. Of course I do. She's like not my favorite, and she's not the character I relate to the most, but I relate a lot to her. I've been compared to her a lot by my friends as well, especially her mannerisms, even her sense of style. What was I saying? Yeah, I think she's very tragic because I think it reminds me a lot, like I said, of The Love Witch. The Love Witch is a film where a witch who deals with a lot of love and stuff, she is constantly trying to get in like a long, faithful, committed relationship, and she does so by casting like love spells and love potions, stuff like that, and this always backfires ridiculously for her, right? Because that's not how this kind of thing works. And that's as much really as I can say about the film without spoiling it. It reminds me a lot of Makima in that respect, because I feel like wanting to be loved as you are, for who you are, is like a basic, it's like a primality, right? I think everyone wants to be loved for who they are, even if it's not in like a romantic sense. Like, you want your family to love you, or like your friends, or just someone to like look at you, see you for who you are, and, you know, love and respect that. And it's inherently difficult, I say picking up my Nintendo Switch, it's inherently difficult to do that kind of thing. That, sure, but devils aren't that different from people. They've got like a slightly like more Machiavellian nature, but not really. And I think it's like a very like primal want to be loved by other people, like for just who you are. And I think that it's hard for that to be the case when you have the power to control people, because it's like you end up questioning like, oh, like, does this person love me because they love me, or does this person love me because like I have dominion over them, right? And I think it's a very tragic thing for her. And I just think that Chainsaw Man it's got very interesting world building. It's inspired by a lot of fun things. The writer is very passionate about it. The character designs are always fun. There's so many like side characters that you can just fall in love with. The characterization to me feels quite realistic. A lot of people have been complaining like, oh, we're like another chapter where Denji does something because someone showed him boobies, and it's like, yeah, that kind of happens when you have that kind of trauma and hypersexuality. Like, I don't know what to tell you. That's just kind of, that's the way the cookie crumbles in that regard. Even if he turns around and says he wish he didn't do that, like, that is kind of how this stuff works. And I feel like it's just gritty in a way that I really like. It's definitely my favorite series right now. Even though I have a lot of things that I like, I just struggle to really like things that are a little too soft and squishy. I always like there to be like some threat of death and horrible thing. I mean, yeah. Growing up, well, that's the thing. I think that a lot of Chainsaw Man is about like loneliness of the human condition, right? And how that drives people. Everyone in Chainsaw Man is lonely for some reason, and sometimes it's like quite grand, like, oh well, this person's lonely because they're the control devil and that sets them apart. Other times it's this person's just lonely because they just got bullied at school. But I think it's, I don't know, I grew up a pretty lonely kid, and I think that there's like a resounding sense of loneliness in me that I often wonder, like, am I ever going to patch that up? Am I gonna get old enough to do that? is that like, am I gonna find someone? Am I gonna fit in with friends? Am I gonna, will streaming do anything for me? And I think like I'm probably gonna die not having a solid answer to that, and I'm okay with that. You can't answer everything. But I like things that deal with loneliness in that sense, and like, get to that kind of topic, because like I said, every character I feel is struggling with loneliness for various reasons, and I just like that as like a big theme. I like things that have like big set dressing, like Chainsaw Man and Umineko, but are about like a very small thing. Whereas Umineko is about like an interpersonal relationship and various other interpersonal relationships, with this huge set dressing of this like witch drama and stuff. I feel like Chainsaw Man is similar in that regard, because it's like, it's got all the set dressing of like these cool like devils and like Chainsaw Man and shit, but also like thingy. I've never seen Black Rock Shooter, but I feel like I would like it. I'm gonna swap which hand I'm using. I've read into it a little, and I think the main antagonist girl, if she's the antagonist, is the character I'd like, which is very typical of me. I'm a very misanthropic, likes the antagonist kind of person. The only thing I don't like the antagonist in actually is the boys, which is really funny. But that's because I dated someone who was like just like Homelander. But like not that there's a cool way to be just like Homelander, but like most people that think they're just like Homelander are entirely correct, but like they're wrong about in which way. And this guy was like Homelander in the very specific like sniveling loneliness way. It's fine to be a sniveling loner, but like don't act cool about it, right? I can't stand when people think they're hot shit for something like that. But I like Homelander's character, I just don't like him. Whereas like, Makima and Griffith are like genuinely my favorite characters. Griffith is literally on my like husbando list, which everyone gives me shit for, but I don't care. I really like him. And I like Makima too. Like I said, I relate a lot to her. I relate most to Reze, but yeah, Griffith from Berserk was like one of my first like husbando characters. I'm not really that kind of person. I've never really been that kind of person, but it was like the first character I really fell for. I was super into him back when I was younger. It's like a decade ago when I first read Berserk. I don't necessarily like the villains. You have to be a compelling character. Like I don't give a shit about any of the villains in My Hero Academia. Well, I like Toga, she's cute, but that's just because she's cute, right? Yeah. I mean, Griffith's interesting because how he treats people, I think, depends on your opinion on Berserk. Hi. How are you? I hope this isn't too loud or too bad for anyone, by the way. I'm trying to be gentle. It's so hard not to, like, punch your fucking lights out, respectfully. We're talking about how I'm just like Makima for real. Sorry, I laughed. But, I mean, I don't like... Well, that's the thing. It's like, I relate a lot to her, but I go about my conduct in very different ways. Well, here's my problem with, I literally am Makima in real life. Yep, she's just like me for real. My problem with, Berserk and the way people view Berserk, and this is something I actually have a video planned on, by the way, so here's a take. I don't like the way that people will villainize Griffith for what he did. Not because he doesn't deserve it, because by Jove he does, don't get me wrong. I can completely see why people are like, oh, the whole thing with Casca, that was a step too far. Totally agree. My problem is that Berserk fans have protagonist bias, and that pisses me off. Guts, I'm afraid, literally also assaults Casca, at least attempts to multiple times, while she is already traumatized. And that gets pushed under the rug so often, and I don't like that. I think that Berserk is like Chainsaw Man, full of complex characters that I think need to be not just column A, column B. I don't think Griffith is just evil. I don't think Guts is just evil. The Godhand are probably just evil, I guess, but they're like a force of evil, so that kind of makes sense. But like, Griffith is a human. I don't think was just like an evil guy. I think he was just a person. And Guts is the same. But I think if you're gonna get mad for Femto, yeah, sure, Guts is not a saint, but he's struggling to have a relationship where it is after it was a friend. Is totally right, but I don't think assaulting a mentally handicapped woman is like my idea of a relationship. That might just be me. I think if I saw someone get traumatized with assault, I probably wouldn't repeat it. And I understand he was literally berserk in those moments, but like, you need to understand that's quite literally a parallel to Femto. Both of these people have been reduced to their like primal desires in these moments. He nearly bites her breast off at one point. I would say that's kind of far enough to play. If we're gonna play moral chess, I think that's kind of far enough when you know the damage it does. And you're meant to love this person. That's the thing. I think, like, I don't know. I think it's hard to rank moral things like this. But personally, as someone who's been hurt by people who love them, I would rather a stranger did something I could never come back from than someone I love and trust do something less than that. Like, to a degree, right? Like, because when a stranger hurts you and does something like that, and does something messed up, or someone who you're not meant to love and trust like that, it's like one thing. But when it's someone you trust and are meant to trust, it's like different. And it's also more complex in Berserk because, like, I understand Casca really revered Griffith before that, but he was definitely a changed man. I guess the problem that I have, I guess, is that people treat Guts and Griffith like two entirely separate entities. They are quite literally the same thing. I fear. And that's fine, that's what makes Berserk compelling. Because Berserk is asking, like, well, what do you think is good? And I think if more people were willing to, like, introspect and think about that, they'd love the series more. I love Guts. He's one of my favorite protagonists in the world. He's a very good character. He's close to my heart. I am forever a Guts fan. I'm also a fan of Griffith for a similar reason. He's a very compelling character. All of the characters in Berserks are very compelling, but they are two sides of the same coin, and treating them as entirely alien objects to one another, I think is losing a lot of the point. Well, exactly. Okay, yeah. See, you're in my good books now, because a lot of people, I think a lot of people have this issue with Berserk, where they are like, oh, well, Guts is the protagonist, so he's the good one. And it's like, that's not how writing works at all. But I think, I don't know, I can see why people are more tolerant of him than Griffith. I really can. But it always gets under my skin a little bit when people very much separate the two as though they're entirely different beings, when really they're not. Everything about them is specifically like a sort of a yin and yang kind of thing, which I really appreciate. I think it makes Berserk like a very beautiful series that way, but I get cross. That was a loud as hell ugly swallow. Hi, I'm talking about Berserk. I would not say that Guts is more morally acceptable, actually. Because if you're using the definition, since he often does things that help others, Griffith is also doing things that help other people. In terms of, like, you know, he's creating a nice voice. You broke your laptop? What happened? No. I got too emotive. Getting too loud. Gotta shut up. Because Griffith also does stuff that helps people out. Is only your Nintendo Switch in you? No. I think Griffith also cares about others, though. I don't know. Griffith and Makima, as we know, are very similar characters to me. Grandma. Because I think they're both people who their circumstances push them into acts that are immoral. Again, I'm not saying like Griffith did nothing wrong. I'm not one of those people. I'm not dumb enough. But I think discussing him and Guts as like moral opposites is very incongruent with the content in Berserk. I sound so pretentious right now. I should say something dumb. What's a dumb thing, I think? I don't know. I don't understand things someone can define by their actions. At any point, right? That's the thing. I am a very defined by actions. I get along with a lot of different people because I very much don't care about thoughts. I care about actions. To a given degree. Like, I've been in a lot of conversations about this. I think I mentioned this, but my, Granny, can I borrow your phone so I can watch Arcana here? So I remember watching Arcana times. Yeah. Well, the problem with Griffith is that, you need to understand that him and Guts are, like I said, two sides of the same coin. And he, like, Griffith is, like, dead, pretty much. Femto is a version of Griffith that does not have his humanity, and thus remorse is quite literally impossible. I think he might get it back at the end. Hopefully, at least, but I don't know. I don't even know if Berserk's gonna continue that long. So to say, like, I think, and this is a conversation I was having, I was at, where was I at? I was at work, and a guy came in, and he says, yeah, that's the thing, I guess the colloquialism would be Neo Griffith, that's what a lot of people call him right now. Anything, so like Golden Age is Griffith, then there's like a little bit of Femto Batman, and then it's Neo Griffith is how people refer to him. Oh my god, this bristle got stuck in this thing. Yeah, and that's why it gets hard to discuss Griffith as well, as everyone defines him very differently. But personally, Griffith that I like, Golden Age, easy. Neo Griffith is also a character that I like, not like that, but I still find him narratively compelling for these reasons. Because no, he doesn't have remorse, but that's because he doesn't have. Because like, think about when you do a bad thing. Why do you not like to do it again? It's because you feel bad. You feel regret and remorse in yourself. And that's a human feeling. And I was talking about this at work. A guy came in, and I think I was reading Wittgenstein, which makes me sound pretentious, but it was the only book there I wanted to read. I wanted to read something, and I wanted to read it because I didn't want to pay for it. So if I can read something while I'm at work, then I don't have to buy it to have read it. I was reading Wittgenstein, I believe, on certainty, which he just says, like, how do you know stuff? And he wanders around and he asks that question, and he gets there. And this guy comes up to me and he says, oh, I've never met anyone else who knows of Wittgenstein. And I'm like, oh, well, when I was in university, I did my my dissertation, which is like my thesis. I did my dissertation on Wittgenstein. And he goes, that's really interesting. And he asks me, do you think Wittgenstein is autistic? And I was like, oh, I knew I was in for a fun day. Oh, goodbye, have fun. Oh my god. I think when I finish my water, I'll definitely end this because my throat's gonna get sore. But let me see, the problem is if I turn the gain up, you're gonna get your ass blasted when I do this. But you might be able to hear me. Nope, cutting out, that's fine. So turn that back down because I don't want to ass blast you. He asked me, do you think Wittgenstein is autistic? And I said, I don't know, because I don't know enough about autism and I don't know enough about Wittgenstein. But we had a fun conversation about it, and afterwards my coworker was like, what the fuck were you talking about? Because clearly it was one of those things where, like, because I have a degree in philosophy. Not that it fucking matters, it's such a dumb degree. Don't, if you like philosophy, don't do it at university, for fuck's sake. It's not gonna get you a job. It's really not. It did not land me one. Do something a little more practical if you're gonna pay thousands of pounds for the privilege of doing so. But also do something that you can have fun with. I did philosophy, and that was fun. Yawning. But my coworker was like, what the hell are you talking about? And I started talking to her about, like, oh well, I did philosophy at university, I did this, I did that. And she's like, oh really? She's like, and I'm like, yeah. I started talking to her, and she asked me, she was like, when you were talking to that guy, you said this thing about animal morality. And I said, yes. And she says, do you think animals have morality? And I said, no. I think morality is a very human concept. I think guilt can be seen in animals, but I think it is not remorse. I think it is negative reinforcement. When your dog eats your shoes, your dog knows you're probably gonna come in and be pissed. So when you come in and you see a guilty dog and a chewed shoe, you're not seeing a dog that's feeling remorseful for, oh no, I've ruined my human shoe, that's awful. You're seeing, shit, I'm about to get yelled at, something crazy. Because here's the thing, hamsters do this fucked up thing. They do this crazy thing. If they don't like their babies smell weird, or they're just not a satisfactory baby, I guess, they eat the baby. A little fucked, but that's what they do. Now, when a hamster does it, that's like, yep, that's fucked, but that's what hamsters do. And we all sleep peacefully. All is right with the world when a hamster eats her babies. But if you read in the news that, like, this woman had twins and she ate one because she didn't like it, you'd be like, that woman's evil, she's insane, what the fuck, that's horrible. And rightly so. And that's because there's like a level of like cognition that is just so uniquely human that it sort of creates morality, because we can understand what pain and consequence is. And so I don't think that animals can be held to moral standards because it doesn't know. I don't like when my cat kills a bird, right? It makes me sad. But I don't get mad at my cat because my cat doesn't know. My cat thinks, hey, I brought you warm food, you gonna eat or not? Whereas, like, if like my son were to kill a bird, I don't have a son or a daughter or any child, but if I had a son and he killed a bird, I would be upset because I'm like, you should know better, because you know what it's like to lose things and you understand fear and you can apply that. Whereas I don't get mad at the cat, even if they're the same age. I think my cat, how's my cat? She's 10? Is she 11? Or is she 12? Or is she 13? We moved here. I think she's 10 or 11 or 12. I don't know. She's getting old, poor mama. But I don't get mad at my cat for the same thing. You know, 11-year-old cat, 11-year-old son. I wouldn't get mad at the cat the same way with the son. That's because there's an inherent difference in morality and understanding and application of actions and viewing of the way that things work. Because animals don't think, am I doing good or bad? They just think, is I hungry or is I not, right? And I think animals are more complex than that, but to break it down to a moral sense, they don't have that cognition of like what's right. Whereas even if my son, imaginary son, same age as the cat, 11, doesn't personally care about the bird and doesn't think, well, the bird will be sad and the bird's family will miss the bird, he can know, oh well, my mom's gonna be upset if I do this, and stuff like that. And all this loops back around to, I think that in Chainsaw Man and Berserk, what? This is how conversing with me goes, it happens to everyone. In Chainsaw Man and Berserk, I think it's hard to just compare and say, well, Makima and Griffith should act like good people because they... Well, Griffith should, but Makima holds to a slightly different standard because of the way that devils work. I mean, think of it this way, okay? When you're driving in real life, you probably don't get into head-on collisions because you think it's funny. That's because you're gonna kill someone, and they'll die, and their family's gonna miss them, and you're probably going to go to prison for it. Rightly so. Whereas in a video game, not that I would do this, in a video game, you're like, I'm willing to get into head-ons and kill people because they're not real. No one's gonna miss them. No one is going to miss them because they're not real. And so the things that you do are based on your construct of life and death, right? Because in a video game, no one's actually dying. So if your construct is when you die, you go to hell and you'll come back, you probably are happier to kill people because you view it more as a temporary state than as a permanent thing, right? What's the big deal? She'll be back in like a month, right? It's sort of how I guess the devils would view life and death. And so I think it's hard to hold them to the same moral standards as the human characters in Chainsaw Man because they just have a different understanding of how things work. Likewise, I think it's hard to have what's it called? I think it's hard to hold like Neo, Griffith, or Femto to a similar moral standard because the humanity that you have is gone. If you had no humanity, and you can see this in people in real life, if you had no humanity, you'd do anything, right? Because there's nothing to hold you back and make you feel bad. You don't care about other people, you don't have your own sense of guilt and remorse, you don't give any shits. Of course you'll do anything, right? And so I think that it's hard to like hold like Neo, Griffith, and Femto and characters like Guts to the same regard due to that fact. And I also think that the act of having Guts be like temporarily berserk, this is fun, I just did that, is interestingly narrative, okay? Narratively interesting, there we go. Because for Griffith it's like, yep, this happened and now we're done, right? Whereas for another bristle has fallen from the brush. For Griffith, it's like, yep, this is a single transformation that I've been through, and now this is like the fact of life. Yeah, I think Berserk is very interesting for the way it deals with morality and makes you question, like, what do you think's good? What's your threshold? Is someone good just because you are viewing the world through their eyes, or are they good based on what they do and what they want to do? Is someone good for their remorse? I'm shuffling you. Because, like, I think I've talked about this before, I got the very, very lucky opportunity to go to this huge crime conference when I was doing sociology. And we got to meet some very interesting people there. And one of the people that I met, and this isn't the guy I'm going to talk about, one of the people that we met was, I told you about this, the ostrich scammer. So how this scam worked, was I'd call you up and I'd say, hey, chickens in the UK are really sick. People don't want chicken eggs because they're going to get salmonella. What's going to happen is people want ostrich eggs. So if you, an ostrich meat, if you buy an ostrich egg now, we'll raise it on our farm in Australia, wherever. And when we sell it, we'll give you the shares. Do you want to buy 10 ostrich eggs? And I, an 84-year-old old woman, go, of course. How much for an ostrich? And he goes like, well, 2,000 pound a pop. You want 10, that's 20 grand, right? Do this to a bunch of old people, and you are lining your fucking pockets in the, I think, early 2000s, late 90s? I can't remember exactly when this took place. I don't know. But it was this guy and his friend, and they did that. I got to meet him. That was my highlight, because I was like, ooh, you're famous. One of the other guys we met was this guy who he had no sense of personal remorse. Everything he felt bad about was like, we didn't feel bad. That's what he literally said. He's like, I don't feel bad. I just get pissed off when I like can't do something or I get caught, right? But he was telling us, he's like, yeah, my girlfriend was abused by her stepfather when she was younger, and so she doesn't like the feel of hairy arms. It freaks her out. So I shave, right? He says. He tells us a story. And everyone in our class goes, oh, isn't that nice that he shaves? Because that means his girlfriend isn't gonna get, like, triggered into an episode or whatever. And our teacher goes, why do you think he'd shave if he doesn't, like, care about that? And we're like, well, it's indicative that he does care, right? And I just said, wrong. What's easier to do? Shave your arms or deal with your very literally PTSD triggered girlfriend having a fucking fit and like literal mental health breakdown because the sensation of your arms has reminded her of her abuse? And we went, oh, it's a nice thing to shave his arms to stop his girlfriend from being triggered, but his reasoning for it isn't moral. So is he doing a good thing or isn't he? And that, I think, philosophically is a very interesting question, because do you define people by their actions or their intentions, or is it a mix of the two? And for me, I think, as with anything, there's a vibrator. Get off. As with anything, I think that it's a mix of the two. I think it's a gray area. I think it depends. Oh my god. Because I think that, of course, someone's actions matter, but I think that when you do too many good things just to benefit and to make yourself look good and stuff like that, it's like, ooh, you are a bad person doing good things. That's crazy. And you have to, like, reckon with that kind of thing, right? You have to reckon with, like, can someone be bad and do good? And can someone be good and do bad? And I think we like to draw, as people, I think we like to type A, type B a lot of things. We like to put things into neat little boxes and like, they're a good person because they did a good thing and they're a bad person because they did a bad thing. And I think we've been told that kind of thing a lot, especially in media and stuff like that. And you know, you get like a basic moral education at school, but then you have to figure your mind out about the rest. And oh my god, what do I do if someone did a bad thing but for a right cause? What do I think? Oh my god, oh my god. Is it good to do bad things? Is it bad to do good things? What do I do? What do I do if I did a bad thing but I meant it good, right? And I think that this kind of like increasingly simplistic view of morality simultaneously bleeds into and stems from our like ways of engaging with media, because a lot of people on the internet especially, and I don't know if it's like an internet thing or just an everyone in the world is here thing, tend to have quite simplistic opinions of like, oh, well, this is the antagonist so he's bad, or this is the protagonist so he's good. And that's not necessarily true, which is why I like Berserk, because Berserk is asking that question. In my opinion, Berserk's really like, who's good, who's bad, why? Is it your perspective? Is it this? Why do you care about this? Why don't you care about that? Blah 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 blah. Which I find really, like I said, just cool and interesting in that way. I yawned. God, I can really fucking talk for ages, can't I? I got asked like a question, by the way, why do you like Chainsaw Man? And I've just been off on one, right? But that's how it works. This is literally like, you're literally just having the experience of hanging out with me on a Discord call, but I'm brushing the mic, which is kind of, I do this kind of thing actually all the time as well. People love when I fucking fuck with the mic. But yeah, I feel like a lot of media suffers from people. I think the problem, I guess, that I have is a lot of people that like media quote unquote consumption and entertainment as purely entertainment. I think entertainment is deeper than that. I think you can have a show that's just like, let's fuck around and watch kaijus fight and there's no deeper meaning. That does exist and will exist, and you can enjoy that. But I also think that that's not everything. And just because something is made as a form of entertainment, like manga or anime or, you know, a show or a game, doesn't mean it's purely entertainment. It can ask and answer some very interesting and deep questions, especially, you know, because you get to put yourself in the shoes of someone else for a little while, right? And so I think that jotting this down to, oh, it's just a show and it doesn't matter and you should just have fun watching it, I wouldn't say it's dangerous. I feel like that's too much of a moral panic, you know? But I also think it loses a lot of questions, especially because, like, with, I guess, relative exception, all forms of, like, media and quote-unquote entertainment are just made by someone, and that person or that team of people, they have feelings and thoughts and emotions and, you know, opinions that go into that thing. And I think that you need to hold up the lens and look at that person too, right? Like, Fujimoto in particular has a lot of stories about, like, relationships and loneliness and misunderstanding each other and not knowing what someone's doing and thinking and stuff like that. And I think that speaks a lot to him and his experiences and his human condition. And that's why I like a lot of his different works too. I don't just like his art style, although it's very banger, but I also like that he's relating his own stories. I totally should do a podcast, right? I've been told to before, but yeah, I really can yap, can't I? I will have to go eventually because my throat's pretty sore. I don't know how to, like, balance things well. I think I've had a full day of talking at work too, but I'm glad to have been here. I'll, like, try and figure more shit out with audio quality and stuff like that. I'm not sure if I should make, like, normal ASMR videos, you know what I mean? But we'll see, I guess. I'm glad, I appreciate that. I was kind of worried this would, like, be a flop, but I don't really. I think the part of doing all this stuff on my channel, I'm having a lot of fun, just, like, figuring out what works, what people like, what I like. It's a way to connect with people in an interesting way, I think. Yeah, I'm not too into Tokusatsu ASMR. Yeah, I'm trying to combine the word Zatsu and ASMR, but I can't do it. Yeah, well, for me, I always like hearing someone, like, speak and whisper and stuff, like soft-spoken and whispering and stuff. I could not listen to ASMR if it was just triggers, because I'm like, oh, I can't do it. I can't focus. I can't. If you need to say something, I doubt I'll ever do, like, a roleplay ASMR. Like, I don't think I've got the clout to do a roleplay ASMR. I don't think. Ooh, that was good for me, but horrible for you. I tried to recreate it because I'm a sadist. Because it's like, I don't think I have the kind of audience that, like, wants me to, like, act like their girlfriend, right? I mean, if you want the brutal honesty, this kind of is the experience of, like, being close to me. I talk to you for several hours about a thing I like and some philosophy, and then I, like, get bored and start fiddling with something and you overhear it. Yep. Ooh, that was loud and horrible. Don't do that again. Don't do that. I think what it was I accidentally embedded the bristles in, and I pulled it out too quick. This time I pulled it out less quick. My apologies. I'm sorry. Sorry. But yeah, I don't think I have the kind of audience that wants me to like roleplay as them up or something. I'd love to do like jokey. Here's my problem. I have a problem with jokey ASMR because I'm not like, oh, ASMR should be serious. Fuck you, don't have any fun. But I also feel like being like too constantly jokey with it like undermines it. It feels like it's a piss take and like it's not a thing to be taken seriously at all. And that makes me really sad. Yeah. It'd be roleplay as my drunk dad driving an 18-wheeler. I really should. Yeah, I know I'd have to do. Well, I kinda like I like shitty lo-fi stuff actually. I don't mind people filming on their phones. I don't like, I mean, the Yeti's fine. I like that. I don't like the ear one. I don't like the Tascam. I don't like, I think it's the 3DO. I don't like the head. I don't care. Yeah. My microphone I think is fine for it. It's certainly doable. Would it be the best? No, but I don't think that. I think there's not a huge amount of people that want ASMR to be super amazing. I mean, they're too expensive and I think they're shitty. I'm sorry. If you have the fucking ears, I will be watching like someone's ASMR and it'll be like the best and they'll be like, okay, we're gonna use the 3DO, and I'm like, fuck out of here. I don't know. I'll see. I mean, you're stuck with this shit for a while because I don't have any fucking money, and if I do, I have to spend it on living. I'm in debt. I'm not actually in debt. I'm in a little bit of debt, but it's like manageable debt. But it's not even my fault that I'm in debt this time. Someone gave me money they shouldn't have. And now, did Schmuckums spend the money? Yes, but Schmuckums needed to pay rent for a couple months while they were unemployed. So, here's my advice. If a government corporation gives you too much money, just leave it alone. Don't take it. Don't take it. Don't use it on your rent. Starve. Go homeless. They'll ask for it back. They did take 2 years, but yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I know a guy who knows a lot about microphones, but his whole thing is like being antisocial, I guess. I've been pestering him since before I started streaming to be like, help me out. What do you do? But yeah, I mean, this was a fun trial. We figured out stuff to do. That I can yap for hours. I mean, I personally don't mind kind of crappy lo-fi shit, but that might be me. I think some people, I guess I'd have to learn how to title stuff, right? Because if I put crappy lo-fi, I think people are gonna be, like, put away from it. I don't know. I feel like I can't hear myself anymore, even though I've got my headphones on. It's so weird, it like, yeah, no I can't. Do you hear yourself through your headphones? I don't know, I don't think it's that bad. Maybe I'm just like, I don't have expensive enough headphones. I mean, like I said, the earphones that I use are £4. So I don't think I'm gonna notice whether you paid like £10 or 5 million for your microphone. My dream, and these are my favorite mics, I really like the Rhodes. Those are my favorites. I knew a guy that used to use them. I fell in love with him. Not because he was Australian. Yes, it was because he was Australian, but also because he had the Rhodes. I was like, oh, yes! That'd be my dream. And I'd have to, like, figure shit out. I'd really like to. That's why, the reason I want to get out there more, on YouTube and stuff like that, isn't because I'm like, oh, I want to be super popular and take over the world. It's because I want to get, like, I just want to get money out of this. Not necessarily to make money, because I don't care. I'm a very frugal person. I love my one vegetable a week. I don't have one vegetable a week. Although I do this week because I bought cabbage. So that's it. You're only having cabbage this week. But I want to be able to have, like, you know, quote unquote disposable income that I can like put into the channel. So it's like, yeah, I love ASMR. Good thing that my last video made like however $100 million for the mics. How much would they be? Let's look on Amazon. I don't like you, Amazon. If it says a big amount of money, I'm gonna get mad. How do I spell it? Interesting. $4.99 for a what? That's not what I want. I don't know what that banging noise is. Is it without this letter? Oh my god. That's 300 pounds. Well, if anyone wants to give me 300 pounds, we can upgrade our microphones very easily. My Jesus, what the fuck? That's not that bad. Wait, that's less money. That's on sale. Ooh, I would get that in this color. I've ended up looking at makeup. I'm not sure I've ended up doing that. But I don't want anything. Do we have... That's not too bad. That's ugly. Can I take that bit off? Oh, I understand. Okay. I wonder if, I think I remember this right. 1, 2. Oh my god, my keyboard's literally under my table. 3. You know what scares me? I haven't seen the spider in a while. Where does one like even buy microphones from? I just went for Amazon because that's like a storefront, but I assume they have their own website, right? Can I just order straight from you? 10-year warranty. That's nice. I don't want any cookies. On a diet, I'm not actually. Do you have a buy now? Depending on the, I'd be mad because I only got this microphone like last year, I think. Can I have a card? Oh, can I add this to cart? How do I add to cart? Let's see. Show me your products. Microphones. I don't know. I don't know shit. Do I want them to be wireless? Not for fucking 500 pounds, I don't. Plug that shit in. I don't give a shit. Sort by price. How about that? We've gone on a tangent, and I'm just... An adapter for iOS. I don't need an iOS thing. Microphone on camera. Don't need that. 120 pounds for a microphone that goes on your phone. I don't need that. USB. Oh, can I click a toggle for USB microphone? Yes, I can. Okay. They're a little cheaper than I thought, but... Oh yeah, I mean I never would. And they're also more expensive. A mini one is the same as the big one. What's the one that this person has? I'm not subscribed. Cheater, cheater. I don't actually use the subscription feature a lot on YouTube because I find that it just doesn't help me actually see people's content. Do you have like an about section? Probably not. I'm on a different website. This is so interesting. Who are these people? Sorry, I'm definitely on a tangent. I shouldn't be on the internet. You can kind of end up on endless tangents on the internet, can't you? Show me a video from not this recently. Oh my god. I wonder where to be. Is it this one? Let's see. Do you have a questions and answers part? Oh yeah, bitch. Interesting. Okay, I might research into this later instead of now. Whatever. Okay, you know what I'm gonna leave you with? I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna go to bed. It's 1 a.m. It's 1 in the morning. Shouldn't have been here that long. Originally, when I was thinking, what should I do? What should I say? Am I gonna be able to fill up 2 hours? I say haven't gone an hour over. I was like, what should I feed in ASMR? Should I read stuff? And we decided we were gonna read out memes that I like. And I didn't end up doing that. I'm gonna do that another time. But just for the sake of doing it, this made my brother laugh last night when I did it. Okay. This shit gotta stop. It's never gonna end. Look what she did to my man's shit though. He got my man's shit up. Then she got my man's boob up. Not the Yadas. Not the Yadas. She got... Fuck you, bitch, on the Yadas. She out of pocket. Got my man's clothes out here and shit. Oh lord shit, see this shit? Got my man's bro. She out of pocket. She put dead ants in a napkin. Bitch, this is devious. She's a cheetah on his butters. She put cheetah on his butters. Okay, that's it. That's your lot. That's your lot. I'm gonna look into microphones more. Probably close the tab because I'm fucking poor. Unless any of you want to send me like $600 million. Ew. So yeah, I'll have a look. I am interested in doing more ASMR stuff, but I think we are gonna have to stick with crappy we're gonna have to stick with what we've got for now. We can enjoy. Damn. We can enjoy what we've got for now. I think it's not the. I mean, the fun part about this channel is that I'm not a professional. I don't have all the equipment. I don't have all the time and all the money, and all the skills and all the. Oh god. But yeah. I wanna get there from somewhere. So I leave you with a thank you and a goodbye, and I will see you on Sunday for Hollow Knight. Totally forgot. Anyway, have a good weekend because it's Friday, and I'll see you on the end of Sunday. And yeah, bye. Don't die. Do anything regrettable like that.